The Shadow Serpent rose from the abyss, older than the stars themselves. Hulk's rage shook the earth, but Thor's betrayal tore the team apart. Superman's hope burned like fire, even as darkness poisoned the skies. Iron Man's secrets unraveled, exposing a deadly plan hidden for years. And in the end, heroes and gods faced the final question: who survives the Serpent's wrath? The awakening of the Serpent. New York was a war zone. Buildings leaned at impossible angles, smoke twisted skyward, and the air smelled of burning metal and blood. The Avengers had fought countless battles, but never had the city itself seemed like it wanted to collapse. Hulk arrived first, smashing through wreckage with fists that sent shockwaves rolling down shattered avenues. His roar echoed across the skyline, scattering birds from ruined rooftops. But even he slowed when the ground split beneath his feet. From that endless crack came a sound too alien to be ignored, a hiss, low and rumbling, vibrating in the bones of every living creature nearby. Iron Man swooped overhead, repulsors cutting through the ash-choked sky. Inside his HUD, dozens of red alerts screamed at once. "Not good," he muttered. Jarvis was gone, replaced by FRIDAY, but even her advanced system struggled. Unknown entity detected. Power signature unclassified. Threat level catastrophic. Superman hovered in the smoke, his cape torn by the wind, heat vision glowing faintly in his eyes. He wasn't from this world, yet even he recognized a primal fear humming in the air. "This isn't human," he said, voice steady but edged with steel. "It isn't from Earth. This is older." The pavement erupted. A massive form slithered upward, scales gleaming like blackened glass. Its body coiled around the skyscrapers, its head alone the size of a house, eyes glowing like two collapsing stars. When it hissed, the sound shattered windows in a half-mile radius. The Shadow Serpent had awakened. Hulk bared his teeth. Snake. Hulk smashed Snake. He charged, leaping onto the beast's body, his fists pounding against the midnight scales. Each blow landed like a meteor strike, but the serpent barely flinched. Its tail whipped forward, striking Hulk midair and sending him crashing through 3 collapsed buses. Iron Man darted between coils, blasting energy beams at its eyes. "We're out of our league," he shouted through comms. "This thing's not just an animal. It's an extinction event." "Then we end it here," Superman said, his voice unshaken. In a blur, he struck the serpent's head, the force sending shockwaves through the ground. The monster recoiled, shrieking loud enough to make blood drip from human ears blocks away. And then Thor landed. The god of thunder should have been a vision of hope, lightning cracking in his wake, Mjolnir gripped tight. But his face told another story. His eyes darted, guilt thick in them, as if he already knew this creature. Superman noticed instantly. "Thor, what is it?" Thor hesitated, his jaw tightening. "It is older than Midgard, older than Asgard." A serpent whispered in shadows before the 9 realms were born. "I thought the legends were dead." Iron Man narrowed his eyes inside the helmet. "You don't sound surprised enough for a bedtime story coming alive." Hulk tore himself free of the wreckage and slammed his fists together. "Stop talking. Hulk, fight." He leapt again, driving his whole body weight into the serpent's neck. This time, the Shadow Serpent screamed, black venom spraying like acid across the street. Where it touched, concrete melted, and cars dissolved into molten puddles. Superman shielded civilians with his body, his skin sizzling where drops landed. "It's toxic," he shouted. Iron Man adjusted instantly, rerouting suit defenses, scanning the venom. "It's rewriting molecules, like it's undoing creation itself." Thor's knuckles whitened around Mjolnir. His silence stretched seconds too long. "Thor," Superman demanded again. "You know something." The serpent coiled tighter, constricting a skyscraper until steel screamed and snapped. Its voice rumbled like an earthquake. "Return to me, son of Asgard. The pact is not broken." Everyone froze. Hulk blinked. "Snake talk." Superman's eyes widened. "Son of Asgard?" He turned sharply toward Thor. Iron Man's stomach dropped. "What the hell did you do, Point Break?" Thor's breath came heavy. It was before Midgard. Before I ever held Mjolnir, my father, Odin, made a pact with the Shadow Serpent. He traded a piece of Asgard's future to keep this creature bound beneath the earth. His voice cracked, softer than battle allowed. That price was mine to pay. The serpent's head dipped, its tongue slithering through the smoke. You betrayed me, Thor. You delayed destiny. Now, your allies will bleed for your cowardice. The air split with its roar. Hulk pounded its coils, veins glowing with gamma fury. Superman blasted heat vision through its scales, burning streaks across its skin. Iron Man unleashed every missile in his arsenal, the skyline flashing like fireworks of war. But the serpent endured. It smashed Hulk into the Hudson River. It coiled around Superman, squeezing until even the Man of Steel gasped. It struck Iron Man from the sky, sending him spiraling into a crumbling tower. And still, Thor hesitated. His hammer was ready, but his heart was not. Every second of his silence cost his friend's blood. Thor, Superman roared, straining against the coils crushing his ribs. If you know how to stop this, do it. But Thor's answer was drowned in the serpent's laugh, a laugh that sounded like the death of sons. Thor's confession. The Hudson boiled as Hulk exploded from the water, his roar shaking waves into walls. His fists dripped with serpent blood, though it seemed endless, black as oil and steaming as it hit the air. He landed back on cracked concrete, chest heaving, teeth bared. Superman was still trapped. The Shadow Serpent's coils had wound tighter, crushing the life out of even the Man of Steel. Every muscle in his body strained against the pressure, ribs groaning under impossible weight. His eyes flared, beams of red carving across the serpent's jaw, but its laughter drowned even the sound of destruction. Iron Man slammed back into the fight, armor cracked, HUD glitching with warnings. I've got exactly 4 seconds before my reactor burns out, but hey, let's make them count. His repulsors flared bright white, blasting the serpent's eyes, forcing it to loosen just enough for Superman to rip free. The two heroes stood shoulder to shoulder, bruised, battered, but still burning with fury. And then their eyes turned on Thor. He was on his knees, Mjolnir hanging heavy in his grip, eyes refusing to meet theirs. Talk, Superman demanded. His cape was torn, his voice raw. Now, Thor's breath came uneven, shame dripping from every word. Long before Midgard knew gods, my father feared the serpent. Odin saw that its hunger would swallow the 9 realms. To keep it chained beneath the earth, he made a pact. The cost was me. My power, my blood, a bond of loyalty that even now it remembers. The serpent hissed in delight, coils rattling like steel chains. You are mine, Thunder. Your strength, your soul, promised to Shadow. Iron Man's jaw tightened. So let me get this straight. You've been sitting on this little doomsday clause your whole life, and now it's cashing in? Thor's silence was answer enough. Hulk stomped forward, eyes blazing with green fire. Thor liar, Thor friend, or Thor snake? Thor gripped Mjolnir until lightning danced across his skin. I never wished for this, but destiny does not care for wishes. The serpent struck again, tail whipping like a storm. Hulk caught it with both arms, muscles bulging as the ground split beneath his feet. He dug in, snarling, every inch of him trembling with rage. Superman flew upward, fists glowing with sunlight, and slammed into the serpent's skull. The impact rippled across the skyline, glass shattering in waves. Iron Man launched a barrage of micromissiles, explosions chaining up the serpent's body, forcing it to recoil. But the serpent was laughing. You bleed for nothing. He is mine. He was always mine. Thor closed his eyes. It speaks truth. The words were daggers. Hulk's grip faltered. Superman froze mid-flight. Iron Man's heart sank. You knew, Superman spat. All this time, you knew, and you let us walk into this blind. Thor finally met his gaze. Would you have fought beside me if you knew my very existence was a curse? Iron Man's voice sharpened, venomous. You don't get it, Thor. We're not mad because of your curse. We're mad because you didn't trust us to share the damn weight. You carried it alone, and now it's crushing all of us. The serpent lunged again, smashing Hulk into the pavement, coiling around Iron Man and slamming him against a building. Sparks burst as his armor cracked deeper, his chest reactor flickering dangerously. Superman caught Mjolnir mid-swing. He held Thor's wrist, eyes burning hotter than any sun. You still have a choice. Whose side are you on? Thor's body trembled. His heart screamed one way, his blood packed another. The serpent's power pulled at him like chains of shadow, whispering promises of dominion and destruction. For the first time in centuries, Thor felt powerless. The serpent roared, splitting the sky. Lightning, black and corrosive, crackled across the clouds, swallowing the blue in endless night. Its body coiled around the Statue of Liberty, crushing bronze into dust. Hulk ripped himself free from debris, veins glowing gamma green, eyes glowing brighter than fire. Thor, choose now, or Hulk smash Thor too. Iron Man's voice broke through static. Guys, reactor overloading. If I don't vent soon, Manhattan's gonna have its own mini-sun. Superman's jaw tightened. Hold it together, Tony. We're not done yet. The serpent's fangs struck down, aimed directly at Thor. Instinct overrode doubt. Thor raised Mjolnir, lightning tearing through his veins. His scream thundered across the battlefield, a sound of defiance and pain. The hammer struck the serpent's jaw, shattering teeth the size of cars. The explosion lit the skyline, throwing the serpent backward in a wave of fire and ash. But as the smoke cleared, Thor's body sagged. His arm burned with black veins, the serpent's venom already claiming him. Superman caught him before he fell. Stay with me. Thor's eyes glazed, but he whispered, It binds me. The pact is alive. To fight, it is to fight my own blood. Iron Man landed hard beside them, armor steaming. Then we find a way to break it. Pact or no pact, nobody gets to rewrite destiny, but us. Hulk towered over them, fists trembling with barely restrained rage. Hulk smash pact. Hulk smash destiny. Hulk smash snake. The serpent rose higher, its body stretching into the clouds, eclipsing the last of the sunlight. Its voice rolled like thunder over the ruined city. Then watch, heroes. Watch as I devour your world and take what is mine. Its massive body lunged forward, swallowing streets whole, skyscrapers toppling like dominoes in its wake. The battlefield had shifted. This wasn't just a fight for survival. It was a war against fate itself. And Thor's betrayal had lit the fire. The breaking point. The Shadow Serpent rose above the city, its coils eclipsing the skyline. Entire skyscrapers vanished under its grip, torn apart like toys. Its venom dripped in rivers, eating through steel, stone, and flesh alike. The earth itself seemed to shudder with each strike, as if it feared the monster's hunger. Hulk charged headlong, smashing through debris, his roar carrying across the bay. He leapt onto the serpent's back, his fists pounding its scales until sparks of black fire erupted. But the beast barely flinched. With one thrash, it hurled Hulk into the Brooklyn Bridge, the impact snapping cables like strings of a broken harp. Superman streaked across the sky, a blur of red and blue. His fists drove into the serpent's face again and again, each strike cracking the air like thunder. Heat vision seared across its scales, burning black streaks through its armored hide. But still, the creature laughed. Your strength is mine, your fury is mine, your hope is mine. Its voice slithered into their minds, a whisper that carried despair. Iron Man blasted upward, his armor glowing white-hot from overdrive. I hate snakes, he muttered, unleashing a barrage of missiles that lit the skyline like a war zone. Explosions rattled windows for miles, but when the fire cleared, the serpent's body writhed stronger than before. Thor staggered to his feet, venom still glowing in the veins of his arm. Mjolnir shook in his grip, its lightning flickering unstable. Superman landed beside him, his chest rising with fury. If this pact is binding you, then break it. You're a god. You're stronger than destiny. Thor's eyes were wild, filled with fear and guilt. You do not understand. To break it, I must break myself. Iron Man's voice cut in, sharp as shrapnel. Then do it, because right now we're losing and people are dying by the second. Hulk erupted from the rubble again, eyes glowing with a rage even he couldn't contain. His fist slammed into the serpent's coils, breaking chunks of scale that fell like meteorites. But the beast wrapped tighter around him, its hiss drowning his roar. Hulk clawed at its flesh, tearing, bleeding, but the shadow only spread, engulfing him like chains of smoke. "Hulk!" Superman shouted, rushing forward, but the serpent lashed out, striking him mid-flight. The blow sent Superman crashing through a burning skyscraper, the building collapsing behind him. Iron Man fired everything left in his suit, the chest reactor screaming in protest. Energy beams lanced through the serpent's mouth, searing its tongue, forcing it to recoil. But the suit's alarms blared. Reactor failure imminent. Structural collapse in 10 seconds. "Damn it," he hissed, struggling to stabilize. His system sputtered, cutting off mid-air. Gravity claimed him, and Iron Man crashed hard into the ruins of Times Square, sparks trailing his fall. Thor limped forward, Mjolnir sparking, his face shadowed with despair. The serpent's voice coiled around him, venomous and cruel. "You are mine, Thunder. Surrender, and I will spare them." Thor's heart twisted. He looked at Hulk, suffocating in coils of shadow. He looked at Superman, buried in rubble. He looked at Tony, broken armor barely sparking. His allies, their blood was on his hands. He raised Mjolnir high. Lightning erupted, but it was black, tainted, corrupted by the serpent's pact. The sky split with thunder that wasn't his own. Superman burst free of the rubble, cape torn to shreds, chest bleeding from cuts that should never have broken his skin. He saw Thor, bathed in black lightning, his hammer glowing with corruption. His voice thundered across the battlefield. "Thor, don't do this." But Thor's scream ripped through the air, half pain, half surrender. He brought Mjolnir down, and the shockwave obliterated the streets for miles. Hulk was thrown into the river. Iron Man's broken suit skidded across molten asphalt. Superman shielded what civilians he could, but even he couldn't stop the wave of destruction. When the dust cleared, Thor stood in the center, lightning crawling over his body. His eyes glowed faintly with shadow. The serpent coiled behind him, its voice echoing like victory. "At last, the son of Odin returns to me." Superman's fists clenched, heat vision ready. "Thor, don't make me fight you." Iron Man dragged himself upright, sparks hissing from his ruined armor. "I knew it. I knew one day one of us was going to be the weak link." His voice cracked with exhaustion. "Never thought it'd be you, big guy." Hulk erupted again, water exploding around him as he roared, louder than ever before. His skin glowed with an unstable gamma light, veins pulsating like molten fire. His eyes locked on Thor, not the serpent, not the shadow, Thor. "Thor, betrayer!" Hulk bellowed, smashing his fists together with a quake that rippled the river. The battlefield shifted in that single moment. Hulk's rage wasn't for the serpent anymore. It was for Thor, and the Shadow Serpent laughed. Rage unleashed. Hulk's roar ripped through the city, louder than the collapsing buildings around him. His skin glowed brighter, gamma energy surging like molten lava through his veins. The shock waves from his steps shattered glass across the harbor. But this time, his eyes weren't locked on the serpent. They burned straight into Thor. Thor lifted Mjolnir, shadow lightning twisting around the hammer. His expression was torn between agony and duty, but the venom's corruption had already seeped deep into his soul. The serpent towered above them, coiled like a god of night, but it didn't need to strike. It only had to whisper, "Let the green beast destroy the thunderer. Betrayal feeds me more than blood." Superman streaked between them, hands raised. "Stop. This is what it wants. Don't let it win." But Hulk was beyond hearing. His fist slammed into the ground, a shockwave knocking Superman back. With a guttural scream, he lunged at Thor, his hands big enough to crush Mjolnir itself. Thor met him head-on. Hammer clashed against fist, sparks exploding like suns colliding. The ground buckled beneath them, the island itself cracking. Lightning met gamma, a storm of gods in mortal streets. Every strike shook the earth, every roar deafened the sky. Iron Man, barely standing in broken armor, dragged himself onto a collapsed taxi, his HUD cracked and flickering. "You two want to kill each other? Fine. But when that thing swallows the planet whole, Don't say Stark didn't warn you. He activated backup drones, swarms of them launching from his armor's back compartments, streaking like bullets into the serpent's eyes. The beast screeched, its coils thrashing. Buildings toppled, fire spread. Bridges collapsed into the water. Yet Hulk and Thor didn't stop. Hulk's punches landed like meteors, bones cracking under the force. Thor swung Mjolnir with fury, lightning black and corrupted, searing Hulk's flesh, but only driving him further into madness. Superman tore through the air, grappling Hulk from behind. "Bruce, listen to me. This isn't you." He strained with all his strength, but Hulk's fury was too great. With a roar, Hulk spun, flinging Superman through the remains of a skyscraper. The steel skeleton collapsed, burying him in flame and rubble. Damn it. Iron Man spat blood inside his helmet. He boosted forward, blasting Hulk with repulsors. "Come on, J. Jaws, eyes on me. I'm still standing." Hulk swatted him like a fly. Iron Man spiraled into the river, smoke trailing, system screaming. Thor stood, chest heaving, the serpent's whispers tightening around his mind. "You see now, Man of Steel. You see what my betrayal costs." Superman erupted from the rubble, cape burning, his eyes blazing like suns. His voice carried a weight that shook even Thor. "No. What costs us is your silence. You let it own you." And now Hulk's rage is tearing everything apart. The serpent reared higher, blotting out the sky completely. Its laugh rolled like thunder. Yes. Let rage consume. Let betrayal bleed. The end begins with brothers turned enemies. Hulk pounded Thor into the ground, his fists raining down like artillery. Thor blocked with Mjolnir, but each blow cracked pavement for miles. His arms shook, his resolve frayed. The hammer slipped once, and Hulk's punch sent him crashing into the ruins of Grand Central Station. Superman intercepted, slamming into Hulk with all his might. The collision sent shockwaves across the river, but Hulk only roared louder, striking Superman with such fury that the ground cratered beneath them. The team was breaking. Iron Man crawled out of the river, his suit half dead, sparks dancing across shattered armor. His voice, hoarse but steady, echoed through the comms. "If we don't stop this right now, we're not going to have a city left to save. Hell, maybe not even a planet." Hulk lifted a piece of the station's roof and hurled it at Thor. The god barely raised his hammer in time, the impact exploding concrete and fire across the ruins. Superman gasped, his strength faltering. "Thor, fight it. You're not the serpent's pawn. You're our brother." Thor rose slowly, lightning sparking through his veins. His eyes burned black, but his voice trembled. I am both. The serpent's slave and your betrayer." And Hulk, consumed by fury, prepared the blow that could end him. Final rage. Hulk's fist hovered above Thor, veins glowing like molten gamma rivers. Every tremor from his body cracked the ruins deeper, the earth itself groaning beneath his rage. His eyes were no longer green. They were fire, unstable, chaotic, threatening to consume everything. Superman rushed forward, grabbing Hulk's arm with all his strength. "Bruce, stop." His voice strained, desperation in every word. But Hulk didn't hear him. Hulk didn't see a friend. He saw only betrayal. Thor, battered and bloodied, raised Mjolnir weakly, black lightning crawling through its cracks. "If it is my fate, then strike. Perhaps my death will end the pact." Hulk roared, muscles tearing against Superman's grip. In that moment, he was more beast than man, more rage than hero. Iron Man staggered from the shadows of the broken station, his armor sparking, one arm missing. His HUD was nearly blind, but his voice was steady. "This ends now." He held up a small device, glowing blue, the emergency failsafe he swore he would never use. Superman's eyes locked onto it. "Tony, what did you do?" Iron Man's voice was bitter. "Gamma destabilizer. Designed in secret. Insurance in case our big green friend ever lost it." His hand trembled. "It'll neutralize Hulk's gamma at the molecular level." Thor's eyes widened. "It will kill him." Iron Man's jaw clenched. "Or it kills all of us if we don't use it." The Shadow Serpent loomed above, its laughter rattling the broken bones of the city. Yes. Kill your beast. Kill your brother. Betrayal feeds me. Betrayal is mine. Hulk broke Superman's grip with a roar, his fist descending. Thor braced for the end. And then Iron Man activated the device. A blinding pulse erupted, washing the battlefield in white light. Hulk froze mid-strike, his roar breaking into a guttural cry of pain. Gamma energy tore out of him in wild surges, ripping through the sky like green lightning. His body convulsed, shrinking, muscles trembling as the beast inside fought to survive. Superman shielded Thor, both stunned at the sight. Hulk fell to his knees, his massive frame collapsing, skin flickering between green and human. His rage wasn't gone, it was exploding outward, unstable, threatening to annihilate everything. Iron Man fell to one knee, coughing blood inside his helmet. I didn't build it to handle this much gamma. It's going critical. The Serpent shrieked, coils thrashing, fury rolling across the bay. No, he is mine. His rage is mine. The ground split wide, Manhattan crumbling toward the sea. Superman blasted forward, fist slamming into the Serpent's face with all the power of a sun. Then take me instead. His heat vision flared, burning through its eyes, forcing the beast back. Thor raised Mjolnir, black lightning merging with his own. For the first time, he pushed against the pact. No more chains. No more shadows. You will not own me. His scream lit the sky, thunder pure and defiant, tearing through the Serpent's whispers. Hulk, half human, half monster, staggered up, blood pouring down his face. Hulk, not yours. With a final roar, he leapt, his unstable gamma exploding in a wave that struck the Serpent square in the chest. The blast was cataclysmic. Buildings flattened. The Serpent shrieked, its body convulsing, coils unraveling into ash and shadow. Its voice echoed one last time, fading into the void. This was always Thor's choice. Silence followed. The city lay in ruins. The river burned green. Superman stood bloodied, but alive. Thor knelt, his hammer cracked, his body broken. Iron Man collapsed, his reactor flickering its last light. And Hulk lay motionless in the crater, his skin dim, his rage spent. The Serpent was gone, but the team was shattered.